So if phone records were to reflect that you were making phone calls from the same location as the condo before November 1st of 2021, and it was on multiple occasions, the phone records would be wrong?
If phone records reflected that, yes, sir.
They'd be wrong.
They'd be wrong.
Okay. Did anyone else stay with you at the Yerty condo, including Ms. Yerty?
Never. This was a very lonely period in my life. I don't think anyone ever spent the night.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about breaking bombshell news in the Fani Willis Nathan Wade case that was subpoenaed from Nathan Wade's AT&T cell phone records. Now, between April 1st and November 1st of 2021, Wade and Willis exchanged 2,000 phone calls, 12,000 text messages, and there were 35 visits from Wade to Fani Willis's Hapeville, Georgia house, which is right close to the airport on the south side of Atlanta. Now, there's so much here, I don't even know where to start. First of all, the relevance of this. Nathan Wade and Fani Willis said they started their relationship in 2022. They also said, or at least Nathan Wade said, that he hadn't been to her house more than 10 times. According to the cell phone data, that's a lie. The cell phone data, again, starts in April 1st, 21 to November 1st, 21. This was before Fani Willis brought Nathan Wade on to be special prosecutor in the election interference case involving President Donald Trump and many others. So at best, you're talking about perjury. At worst, you're talking about a lot more. Now, the content of the actual text messages will probably be protected due to, previous precedent, Supreme Court judgments or whatever. But the actual data that you can see that was subpoenaed tells a lot. Let me explain what I mean. So you have the sheer number of phone calls. Have you called anybody 2,000 times in 1 year, let alone just about 5 to 6 months? How about 12,000 text messages? And if you have, wouldn't you say that you guys had kind of a thing going on, especially if you admit to having a thing going on later? Do friends talk and text that much? Also, they were able to determine his location and they could determine how long he was there because his cell phone is pinged to her house at about 10:45 p.m. He is then seen leaving, according to the cell phone data, at about 3:30 a.m. 30 minutes later, he gets back to his house in a different location, and he texts her 5 minutes after that. Now, we don't know what the actual content of the text was, but we do know that he was in one place, went to another place, and then once he got to the other place, texted her. Now, if you go to somebody's house at 10:45 at night, leave at 3:30, get back to somewhere else at 4 o'clock, and then text that same person 5 minutes after you get back, what does that sound like to you? That sounds like y'all went to dinner, y'all that went to Fogo, Rays on the River. Y'all did all that, went back to the house for a nightcap, engaged in a little bit of activities, and then he went back home to his wife, allegedly. Hey, I made it back, had a good time, I really enjoyed you, see you next time. That's what that sounds like to me. That doesn't sound like, oh, we just started dating a year later. No. Y'all were full in swing of a relationship in 2021 before he was brought on to be a special prosecutor in the case. And then when he was brought on, you paid him $650,000 US from January 22 up until, I guess, right around right now. The next highest person you paid got paid $90,000. The third highest person got paid $75,000. So you go from 75 to 90 to 650. Let's stop playing games. We all know what's going on. It's just a matter of proving it. Now, before I go any further and get any more triggered, let's check out this clip right here. This is going to be really good. I think this is a former DA out there in Fulton County. As we know, Fani Willis is the current DA in Fulton County, and hopefully after all this situation is over with, she gets disbarred, he gets disbarred, and ultimately this case probably won't make it, because what's going to happen next Friday, March 1st, there's going to be a hearing to see if Fani Willis, will be disqualified from the case. Now, if she's disqualified from the case, what'll happen is the entire Fulton County DA's office will be removed from the case. And if that happens, the case probably doesn't survive. That's going to be a whole big mess. But before I go any further, let's go ahead and roll it. And of course, these links will be in the box. And if you're not G, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website.
An explosive court filing in Atlanta today, now raising new questions about Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis and the relationship that she had with the special prosecutor that she hired to oversee the election interference case against former President Donald Trump. Cell phone data obtained by Trump's legal team shows Nathan Wade, that special prosecutor, visited Willis's neighborhood at least 35 times in the 11 months before Willis hired him in late 2021.
And one more thing. There was also some evidence of text that would go from Fani to Nathan at a certain time of night, like, I don't know, 12 midnight. And then afterward, that'll prompt Nathan to go to her home and stay for a few hours and then go back. Come on, man. Like, I'm not just going to my friend's house in the middle of the night just to do what? What are we doing? My female friend's house, middle of the night. And then later we have a romantic relationship and we're going on cruises. Come on, man. You meeting my family, be going on cruises. They were in a relationship. And how dare Fani Willis, I'm getting triggered. How dare her go to the church and try to plead her case knowing she was fornicating with a whole married man. But let's keep on rocking.
Twice, Wade arrived late at night and left early the following morning. The data shows about 2,000 calls and 12,000 text messages between Wade and Willis from January to November 2021. Why this matters, the timeline is everything in this case. Joining me now on the phone is former Assistant District Attorney of Fulton County, Daryl Cohen. Daryl, thanks for joining us. We sat and watched as this hearing originally started. What do you make of these new revelations?
This is damning. At the very best, it's troubling. It seems to completely contradict the testimony of both Fani Willis and of Nathan Wade. And because of that, this could be a complete game changer in terms of how Judge McAfee decides to rule.
The timeline here, the timeline is extremely important. Get viewers up to speed about why this timeline matters.
Well, it matters because the testimony has been that Fani Willis and Nathan Wade became friends. They met at a conference, and he was hired before any of this took place, and that they did not have any type of relationship other than completely a business relationship. Now, if these texts and if these pings on the telephone are accurate, that changes the entire ball game and means.
So this is Daryl Cohen, former Assistant District Attorney of Fulton County. Now, I'm not sure when he was Assistant DA. I'm not sure if he was the assistant under Fani or someone else, but that's who's on the phone right now talking.
Means that there could be some untruth that's been told under oath. In other words, it could be perjury, and I hope it isn't,
And
because
so,
this is very sad.
Yeah, I mean, at the heart of the matter, really, then, in this case right now, this has nothing to do with the actual case against Donald Trump and the other co-defendants in the election interference case. This is all to do with if Fani Willis, the district attorney, benefited financially from hiring who we know now ended up being her boyfriend. So that's why the timeline of this is so important if it happened.
And also one more thing I forgot to mention. I've said it before, but I'm going to say it one more time just for right now. If they were in a relationship before she hired him, not only did they lie about that in court, it could also be proven at a certain point that there was kickbacks given to Fani because, again, she paid this man $650,000, $650,000 US from the Fulton County DA's office. The next highest person got paid $90,000. And he was taking her on lavish trips and vacations and paying for it out of his own pocket. So that could be considered a kickback. That's going to be a problem. And things like this, the timeline of their relationship matter. That's why they would be motivated to lie about that, because they know that if people could put 2 and 2 together, then they can get 4. Let's keep on going.
Before, then there's a problem. If it happened after, it might be a problem as far as optics are concerned, but not necessarily something that would get the office kicked off this case. Now, let's just say the Fani Willis's entire office gets removed from this case. What happens next?
Then it goes to the prosecutor's counsel, and they locate a district attorney's office who is capable and willing of prosecuting the case. That could be near impossible. Clayton County District Attorney has already said she cannot handle it. That leaves DeKalb County, Cobb County, and that's about it, because it has to be a large office that has the ability and the people to prosecute it, and the budget, because the budget's going to just explode with this type of case.
So you're saying it could get thrown out altogether?
I'm not saying that, but it could. This is predictably unpredictable.
Right.
None of this had been predicted, but it's taking on a case. It's a case that's taking on its own course, and we have no idea why it did what it did, but it's taking on a life of its own. So as each revelation unfolds, it becomes more and more troubling.
So there's more to that video, but you get the general gist of it. Because Fani may be disqualified, the entire Fulton County DA's office may be disqualified and taken off of the case. So then it'll go to neighboring counties that want to take it. Clayco, they say, no, we don't want it. DeKalb, Cobb, good luck with that. They're probably not going to want it either. So Henry County, like McDonough, good luck. I think, again, if she's disqualified, the entire Fulton County DA's office will be disqualified, and then it'll be over. The case will get thrown out because Fani and Nate could not keep their hands to themselves, and she could have put anybody on there to fill his role. A ticket cop, a traffic, come on, him. You wouldn't have put him in there. You could have put some random guy from Fulton County in that spot. You could have put a guy that smoked crack for a living in that spot, and you wouldn't be right here today losing your case. But hey, you know what? As I close, I want to say this. The case was bogus from the beginning, so of course it is ending up like this. It was all just a way to boost herself and to get in good with the Democratic Party, but they pretty much have thrown her away. I see no defense from the Democrats at all. And you go read some of these rags like Daily Beast, they're talking about, oh, this is eyebrow-raising information. Normally they say MAGA Republicans are trying to muddy the waters with salacious information and baseless rumors, and they'll say things like that to protect their people, but they know right here they got Fani dead to rights, and it's pretty much a wrap, so they're throwing her away. This case, in my opinion, is done. I don't see how it survives beyond this at all. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think this case can survive this Fani Willis, Nathan Wade kerfuffle? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I think it's pretty much a wrap. It's done. It's over with. And it was going to be, it's a predictable outcome, really. I did not see this going really far. Fani and Nathan, I didn't really see that happening. But when you have corrupt people doing corrupt things, corruption is an expected thing to take place. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.